Welcome to the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen, where we share gourmet recipes at a low-budget wonder. Now check this out.
First thing you want to do is melt down some cream cheese mixed with a can of cream of celery over medium-low heat. Then chop some red onion, some fresh parsley, fresh basil, and of course a few cloves of garlic. Now you'll need about a quarter cup of olive oil, and you can start adding the fresh basil, the garlic, and just a couple pinches of that parsley. Then add a little bit of salt. Mix that together and we'll create a real nice marinade. By now the cream cheese should be melted in pretty good, so just stir that in and set it aside for a few minutes to cool. Now here I've got 2 steamed lobsters. And the first thing you want to do is flip each one of these over and twist out each one of their claws by snapping them right out of their sockets. And on the head here it looks like there's a mouth. You want to stick the tip of your blade right in the center there and cut right down between the legs with a very sharp knife. But we're not looking to cut all the way through the lobster. Just break open the back here so we can open the cavity. And as you can see down the center here, we've got a lot of the eggs, which is formerly called roe, and of course the tail meat. It's up to you whether or not you want to keep that in there, but I'm going to rinse it out. Now all you have to do is remove the tail meat. And that's a real good portion to work with. We're also going to need all the meat out of these claws. Just break off the smaller portion, and then you can snap right into the larger and pull out a real hefty sized piece of meat. You can also get a decent sized portion out of the lower arm. And once you're done, you should have at least this much meat out of one lobster. But we're going to need some crab meat as well. And once you've added the lobster meat to that, you're going to come right back over the top of this with that marinade. And once you get that mixed in real good, just set it aside and let that marinate. Now just for fun, I've decided to cook some bacon, but you already know how to make bacon. So just set that aside, because the important thing here is the bacon grease. Here I've got some bay scallops, and I'm going to add that right to the bacon grease. This is going to give it a real nice flavor. And you want to just cook it till you see a nice little golden brown around the edges. Then you want to add some shrimp. And cooking these together isn't a big deal. All you do is just flatten them out, come back in and flip each one of them over till they have that orange color on both sides. Then I just add a little salt and pepper. Now's a good time to add that red onion we chopped up earlier, followed by the rest of that parsley. And just so you know, I've added my lobster sauce and my lobster tail recipe at the end of this video and in the description below. And the last thing you want to add is about a tablespoon of butter. And once that's melted and mixed in completely, just set it aside and let it rest for a minute. Now in a large bowl, I'll lightly beat 1 egg and mix in the cream cheese and cream of celery. Then add some mustard, some Worcestershire, and shake in a little bit of paprika. Then of course salt and pepper. You just want to mix this in till it's about the consistency of mayonnaise. Now add the marinated crab and lobster meat. And now the shrimp and scallops. But we're also going to need something that can bind all of this together. So I baked some drop biscuits, and I'll include this recipe at the end of this video. And I just take a couple of these biscuits and I just shred them right over the top. Then just stir all of that together, and once it's all mixed up, it should look something like this. Now if you're like me, you might want to consider adding that bacon. Just smash and break that up in here as well. And once you get that all folded up in here, you can go ahead and start stuffing your lobster. I generously fill it in all the way down to the tail. And there's enough stuffing here for 2 lobsters. And then you want to just shake some seasoned breadcrumbs right over the top. Then just take it to the oven, and you want to bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And when it's done, it should look something like this. Then just sprinkle some fresh parsley right over the top. Then add a side of melted butter and some lemon. And there you have it, stuffed lobster, right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients.